Our top story tonight on Gravitas. Did the US downplay its troops' combat injuries in the Iran war and the damage it suffered because of the attacks in West Asia? There are reports that have triggered serious questions. Remember earlier, Pete Hegseth was asked about the toll of the conflict with Iran in March. He had said that almost 90% of the 400 injured American service members had sustained only minor injuries and had since returned to duty. According to the report by CBS News, some of those injured soldiers have told the outlet that the injuries were far more serious than the official designation provided by the military. For example, one portion of that report says, Chief Warrant Officer Rodney Berman's body was riddled with shrapnel in the early hours of the war on March 1 when an Iranian drone slammed into his workstation in Kuwait. Medical records reviewed by CBS News show he also suffered a concussion, hearing and vision loss, and damage to his lungs. The Army has classified his condition as not seriously injured, quote unquote. That's what the CBS News report says. According to the report, speaking to CBS News in an interview, his wife, Amy Berman, has reportedly said that assessment is unacceptable. The report also says the Bermans are also among several survivors and their families who told CBS News they were not being treated by the military as combat casualties for reasons they could not understand, a claim an Army spokesman strongly denied. Meanwhile, according to a Wall Street Journal report, the US Navy base in Bahrain was hit by Iranian missiles and drones, causing extensive damage not publicly acknowledged by the Pentagon. The report says, I'm quoting, the US Navy base in Bahrain was repeatedly targeted between late February and June. Strikes that got through caused extensive damage. According to a Wall Street Journal analysis of satellite imagery, social media footage, and interviews with current and former service members, damage that the Pentagon has not publicly acknowledged. Hit hard were the command headquarters and at least a dozen other buildings, along with 2 satellite communications terminals. The report also says, quoting, the extensive damage done to America's sole naval base in West Asia, along with hits to at least 20 U.S. sites across the region, including military installations and diplomatic facilities, has the U.S. re-evaluating its entire footprint in the region, according to U.S. officials familiar with the deliberations, quote unquote. All of this coming at a time when America is already facing a headache given the developments in Lebanon. Israel stays adamant as of now. Remember, both the Israeli Prime Minister and the Defense Minister have ruled out any troop withdrawal. As of now, Israel and Lebanon wrapped up a 3rd day of U.S.-mediated negotiations in Washington without an agreement. But all sides have agreed to extend talks for an extra day. The U.S. State Department saying that the negotiations slated to end Thursday will go on for another day. Reports say the U.S. is aiming to end the signing of a framework agreement. This would include Israel partially withdrawing from small areas of its large buffer zone in southern Lebanon and being replaced by members of the Lebanese armed forces. As the talks continued in Washington, Israel carried out strikes in southern Lebanon against what it said were Hezbollah operatives who posed threats to the troops. Hezbollah, however, claimed that the strike killed 3 civilians. The attack marks the 3rd deadly incident since Tuesday itself, bringing the number of people killed in Israeli attacks this week to at least 7. Meanwhile, the situation at the Strait of Hormuz remains sensitive. Iran has insisted its right to control shipping in the strait and warns Gulf states against siding with the U.S. a day after an attack on a ship near Oman highlighted the fragility of that preliminary deal to end the Iran war. The injuries caused by the war, economically, geopolitically, have been far too grave. For President Trump, his approval ratings have also been a casualty. As of now, as West Asia remains on edge and the US and Iran traverse that delicate path from war to perhaps peace, what happens during this crucial process could have far-reaching implications. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.